What's up, people? What is going on? Two seconds. Okay, we're gonna get cracking. Hopefully you can hear me okay. We should be sweet. Is my sound working? It should be working, right? I can see it coming up. I just can't hear it right now. Oh, yeah, no. We're good. I know we're sweet. I know we're sweet. Okay, bear with. Just gonna get the community post rolled out. Turtles. George, Terexia, I see you, man. I see you guys. You know how it is. I love it. On time. Off the rip. 2 seconds. Getting the community post rolled out. Oh, we're going to have a little rant today, gentlemen and ladies. We are going to have a little rant today. I'm sick of that man. I mean, aren't we all? Aren't we all? Okay, my computer just died. Hang on a minute. This is taking way too long. Okay, there we go. Second time's the charm. I'm going to put it in the Discord, and we are good to go. Sorry about that. Okay, we're back, baby. We're back. Where you guys at? Where you guys at? I should have, like, my overlay before I do that. So the first time you guys are talking to me, I'm just there. Holy shit, 29 people already. What in the fuck? That was quick. Holy shit. Yo, what is going on? My chat just loaded back up. Matthew, my guy. What the fuck is this, bro? Hey, oh, sorry. I was catching up with the chat there for a minute. What the fuck? Baku watch long? Yeah, maybe I will. What day is it on? Berserke, Navi, what's up, guys? What the hell? What the... Matthew, you're my guy. Holy shit. What is it? I literally hadn't loaded my stream tab because I was putting the community post right back out to reload it. 35 of you motherfuckers in here, and Matthew pulling out with the memberships out of his asshole, bro. Holy shit. Greetings from Netherlands. A1, I appreciate you. AA, what's up? Angel, what's up? I don't believe it either. What is going on? I guess we must be getting nice by the algorithm with this title. Dig, I appreciate it, brother. I bet yours is beautiful too. But welcome, AA. I appreciate you, man. I mean, we stream twice a week here, but most of the time, MMA documentaries is my bread and butter. So if you can check out the channel, all the high quality stuff's on there. So this isn't even my usual shit, so I appreciate you guys. Holy fuck. This is crazy. Yeah, this is, I mean, to be fair, when Ngannou fought Fury, I streamed after that once. I had like 80 people in here, which was crazy. Dig, you gotta get on that finesse ride, man. Reclaim what is yours. And also, I know my hair is kind of fluttering right now. That is going crazy. Because I've got this fan on like full blast. Because it is boiling hot here in the UK. Far too hot, so I'm trying not to die, and we don't have aircon over here. But yeah, holy shit. Jon Jones Saga is kicking off right now. I mean, he's playing his usual games that I feel like we're at a definitive point, and the only reason I say that is because Dana White, for the first time in probably about a year, has said something negative about Jon Jones, or at least referred to it in a negative light, rather than, you know, glazing him beyond belief. So, with that in mind, I consider this a big step forward in this saga, because I think it was, who did he do the interview with? Jon Jones. Was it today that it came out? I'm not entirely sure. Or something like that. But he did an interview with someone, but he was talking about saying he's not actually going to fight, or he's not going to come back. And it's like the first time for a while we've had a real definitive answer. That Brat Widow sucks so many off. Who are you referring to? Not me, I hope. Oh, what, Dana White are you referring to? Buckley and Adesanya right now? Adesanya, man. Actually, I don't know. Fuck it, I'll say Buckley. I mean, Adesanya's obviously out of his prime. Let's make it interesting. We'll say Buckley for your sake. I would like to say that all of those facts are absolutely wrong. Not a single one of them is right. Paddy cut when? Who was it that was asking me to get the skullet? I don't think I could do that. I'm never going to get the peasant trim. No thanks. Skullet is a definite no as well. 10 mil subs and I'll get a Skullet. Guy Jones did the pod with... Oh, right. Oh, no, I know. It was one of the fucking Nelt guys, right? I don't like any of them, to be honest with you. They're all annoying. Max or Poirier, I like Dustin. I like Dustin in that one, but I'm not sure. Again, maybe it's wishful thinking. I want Dustin Poirier to get the nod, get it done. But listen, it's a matter of conflict. I don't want either man to lose. I'm a big fan of both of them. So there you go. Maria, welcome back. Not a Chelsea fan. Shut up. Manraj, what's up? Ivar, what's up, man? Look, you got a membership with your name. You got that gifted membership, brother. Crazy start to the stream. Holy fuck. 70 people in here. Look at it. Takune, what's up? I appreciate it, man. Thank you. We got a really sick one coming. In fact, it is soon. Probably my best work I've ever done. It's nearly done. We're on the home stretch. But I am going away tomorrow for the weekend, so I cannot finish it this weekend. But after that, we're cracking on with it. It's going to be fire. It's sick. Stay tuned for that because it's really awesome. Yeah, I've already got the membership. Someone gifted it to you, my man. Welcome. What do you think of Wellmaker? Yeah, excited. We need new fresh blood in these divisions. I'm on him, man. That right hand is money. I know, crazy. Super Steve, what's up, man? Welcome. Appreciate all you guys. Do I do MMA? I train jiu-jitsu, no gi. I have for about 2 years now. On and off because of illnesses and various shit, but about 2 years of actual time on the mat, I'd say. Maybe a little bit less. There you go. Welcome. Just saw Roundtree's interview. He said he only wants to be champion. Yeah, I know. Really encouraging words from him. I mean, I was always a fan, but he's saying all the right things for me. Dustin's going to lose like Gaethje. I hope not, man. I hope not. If Zane had your mob, he'd have the confidence to strip Jones and not hit his business. I'd hope so, right? He's bald maxing. Listen, not everyone can have a beautiful head of hair like yours truly. One of the best MMA YouTubers. Thank you, man. I try. I do take pride in creating high quality content, and I don't like to shit on people because, again, I'm not one for beefing. I don't like the era of content we're in, particularly within the niche where there's just a lot of slop content, like tier lists and stuff, like a lot of negativity around the same, videos on this guy sucks, this guy should fight this guy's going to beat this dude, and it's a lot of the same. And I like to think that at least the content I can provide is a little bit of a different field for that, different field to that, should I say. A little bit more in-depth, a little bit more cinematic, and I hope you can tell with the work I put in. But I try. 37 people, yeah, I mean, it's dying down a little bit now because I think everyone just jumped in I got an explosion off the algo for a second there, but there you go. But I appreciate all of you sticking around. We stream Thursday and Sunday. No stream this Sunday, though, because maybe it will be. No, I'll be back Sunday, so I should be able to stream. Should be fine. But I'm going away for Manchester just for the weekend, but yeah, man. Pretty crazy. Yes, sir. Like the stream. If you haven't already, that would be greatly appreciated, liking the stream. So thank you very much. Favorite underrated fighter right now? People are saying Kopolov. Nah, he's been a bit vulnerable for me. I like him, and he had that really nice head kick finish a while ago. Was that over Chris Curtis, I think? But apart from that, I mean, he's good. I do like him. Loads of that. Happy for some fresh content. I'm glad, man. I'm glad I can bring you aboard because I think... Well, once you watch one video, I think you'll be sticking around. I like to think they're pretty damn good. I'm going to back myself on that. My Volkanovski video I did a while back is probably my favorite. So if I was to pick one, it is that. But all of my recent stuff, I'm very, very, very proud of. So don't hesitate. Lucas Tracy, cool. That goes crazy. Nah, I would never. Me and Lucas have always been pretty cool. Is a 25-minute MMA fight the toughest feat of cardio in sports? Hard to say, right? Because I feel like your body gets accustomed. Welcome back, George, by the way. I feel like your body gets accustomed to different areas. Like for me, my cardio in jiu-jitsu is improving massively, right? Like I did on Tuesday, 28 degrees Celsius heat, which in the UK, very humid, it's a lot. No aircon in the building. I was doing in the trenches doing rounds, and I felt good. I was tired, but I felt good, and I was pushing myself so hard. But I could go and play a game of five-a-side football and die within 2 minutes because I'm not adjusted to it, even though the former might be more intense, cardio-wise. So it's about adjustment. So it's hard to say. It's definitely up there, though. Everything aside, why is Jan fighting McGee? I don't really care about the rankings anyway. I think it's a banger fight, and that's what we want, especially in an era where we're probably lacking some of that and a lack of star powers, a lack of good cards. That's a fight I think everyone should be watching. So, burnt your thumb cooking rice. I did that in school once with a soldering iron. I burnt my finger black. So I can somewhat relate years ago. Where'd you rate Connor's recent civilian KOs on his top list? That's a good one. It's up there, right? I mean, how many else has he got? I mean, you could probably bundle that all with all the SA allegations and evidence and actually convictions too. On top of the guy, he smashed that guy's phone that one time. I mean, there's a lot. Link ain't working? No way, it's not working. I'll ping you one. I'll give you one right now. I'm glad you alerted me to that. It should be working, but if you aren't in the Discord, get up in here. That link will work for you. I don't know why it's not. It's probably an old one. Shit. There you go. That one will work for now. So if you aren't in, don't hesitate, man. Jump in. It's because you paced your breaths better. Yeah, to be fair, I'm very much conscious of my breath work when I'm on the mat and I'm in live rounds. I definitely don't do that as much with football. Half marathon runners are mental cardio. Yeah, it's a little bit of a different thing, that though, right? It's much more conservation rather than super intense. So I don't know. Did you back Usman at the weekend? No, I didn't. I backed Buckley. I have to say, pleasantly surprised by Kamaru's performance, especially at this stage of his career, 38 years of age. Knees a shot beyond belief. I'm very surprised. Half a marathon runner? I mean, I don't think I could ever do that. As a casual fan, what fights should I watch from the past? That's a great question. Fight nights and main events. My favorite fight, I've said it many times on stream. My two favorite fights in recent memory are Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker at the Apex. But my favorite fight ever is probably Prochazka versus Teixeira, UFC Singapore 275. That is complete MMA, that fight. It's beautiful to watch. If you're talking about older ones, Shogun Rua versus Dan Henderson, that's a classic. Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler. I don't know if that was number 2. It was, or the first one. I can't remember, but it was at UFC 189, I think. That's a great fight. There's plenty. Off the top of my head, those are the ones that stick out. But if I had to pick one, Teixeira versus Prochazka is my favorite fight of all time. So I'd probably go with that. You probably already saw it because it's quite recent. But the Sphere card, Ribovic versus Zellhuber, awesome fight. That one as well. Can we get the John Fury impression of reacting to no football? Bro, I can't give you a John Fury impression right now. My throat would die. Maybe later on. I need to warm up. Honestly, my vocal cords still need to warm up. It's kind of hurting right now. Gay son or thought door? I'll go with the gay son. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I watch a boxer do park runs, and he has insane cardio. I mean, they do quite a lot of running for training anyway, right? Like as part of training camps. If you're talking about professionals, like mountain sprints and shit, but that's more intense. So I don't know. I think 25-minute MMA fights beat soccer and anything else because if you try to catch your breath, you can get clocked or chinned. That's true, but I feel like fighters are very good at maintaining their breath work. I feel like some fighters probably don't do that as much as they probably should. I think it's a big important factor. But it's hard to say, really. You'd have to take the opinion from someone who's sort of encompassed all of that, right? DB Hooker, yeah, it's a great fight. That was when Apex fights had that novelty on them, and they don't as much anymore, but still. Think we'll come back to it? Yeah, it's all good, man. What current lightweight do you believe beats Khabib? None of them. I mean, the only one you could probably say is Makhachev. But off the top of my head, none of them. If we're talking about prime Khabib, hypothetically, yeah, none of them. When he beat Justin Gaethje, when he left the sport at the top of the game, I don't think there's a lightweight on this planet right now. I don't think there's any people at all on this planet outside the big dogs who could probably beat a prime Khabib in a fight. Sorry, apologies. Definitely no lightweights right now. I think Khabib would still beat Makhachev. I don't think Islam does beat him. I think Khabib would take it to the mat and he would win there too. I don't think the striking would really be a big of a factor because the best thing about Khabib in his prime and really throughout most of his career was, yes, I've said this before, his striking wasn't anything to write home about, but it was functionally perfect in a way that it set up the wrestling. And he was very hard to hit. It's the same thing with Merab. Different styles, but the goal is the same. It's nothing flashy. It's not very technically great, but it's crafted perfectly with his team and with his corner to enable the takedowns and also to not get hit. And that's what Khabib and Merab are so good at. That's why I think Merab is going to be so tough to beat outside of a proper brawler in the pocket. So we'll see. Rugby or MMA? I go MMA. You think Shavkats? I did see them. I don't love them. They're quite, they're what you'd expect, right? Ilya smokes them all. Ilya's got a fair shout, to be fair. I don't know. I just don't know. Khabib he was just a force of nature, man. I've never seen someone so dominant, honestly. That Gaethje fight, I mean, yeah, he took a few leg kicks, but great. Or the McGregor fight, or the Poirier fight, he was so good there. So good. Do you think John versus Tom is confirmed? No. I think when they say the next few weeks, I think that is because John is going to get stripped. I think Dana's finally going to bite the bullet and strip the man. That's my guess, man. I skipped my tie for this. I'm kidding, it's not open. I mean, in this heat, I don't blame you, brother. At least it's here. It's fucking boiling. I'm kind of glad I'm not going training on Saturday because I'm going away because I would be dying on Tuesday. Holy shit! I was basically had come out of a shower when I came out of the gym that day. Yeah, Dig, that's a fair shout. I understand the point you're making, but again, that was a much more greener Khabib, a little bit younger. His game really leveled up. I think a few fights after that. So as I was referring to a prime Khabib, for me that was that title run, obviously. So we'll see. Backers this weekend. Can we get a stream of Manchester? Nah, man. Oh, it is this weekend. Nah, man. I'm out. I'm gonna be out with some mates. Do you think Islam ducked Ilya? Who do you think will win? I picked Ilya in that fight. I've gone back and forth so much. But I think my gut was leaning towards Ilya Taporia, so I'm gonna stick with him. I'm a big fan of the guy. I'm a fan of both dudes. I think they're both elite. Probably I'd said I was pissed that fight didn't happen because I think it's the most high level matchup you can make right now outside of Jones Aspinall. So, it's a shame we're not getting it, but maybe in another timeline, we'll see. Did I see the video about the Abu Dhabi cards? Now they're great in comparison. No, I haven't. But I do kind of agree with that sentiment. This Abu Dhabi card we got coming up is an absolute banger. So good. 29.5, yeah, it's something like that here. Yeah, it's about the same. I think it's 31 on Saturday, but thankfully it's a little bit cooler in Manchester, so where I'm going. I really think Arman would beat Khabib in a 3-round. No way, bro. I just don't see it. And I like Arman, but no way. Olabai Musfayev, I think so. I like Olabai just because he's game as hell. And you were talking about great fights earlier. Him versus, was it Rebecki or Rebetsky, how you pronounce his name? Insane fight. I can't remember what card that was on, but it wasn't that long ago, a month or two ago. Awesome fight. One of my favorites this year and of all time, honestly. I didn't know T-Bad was juicing. Yes, student, bro. You definitely should, man. That's signs of a concussion. You definitely should. You've got a concussion. I've had a concussion before, not from combat sports inflicted, but when I was younger. Yes, bro. Definitely go to the hospital. That's bad. It's seriously bad. But again, you might not be in a country where you have free healthcare, so I don't know. Ilya just has the aura. Exactly. I mean, aura maxes. That's how he wins, man. That's how he wins, Cocoon. Paddy fights next. I think he might fight for the belt, honestly. I think the smart thing to do, normally I wouldn't do this. If I was in a fighter's position, waiting is something I would never really recommend doing because usually the sport passes you by. But Paddy's in a unique position where I think if he does wait and he does bide his time, I think the way the chips will fall is we'll see Ilya win the lightweight belt. And then I think exactly what will happen is he'll call out Paddy Pimblett on the microphone. And I guarantee you, the UFC will not hesitate to make that matchup. They will not. That saga's been brewing. And I think it's just at that perfect level of animosity where they don't particularly hate each other. I think they maybe did before. Less so now. But the build-up will entertain. They'll play the game. They'll play the promoter's game where they'll beef to a T on the microphones. That fight will sell, sell, sell. You want to talk about, proper pay-per-view sellers? That matchup would feed families for the UFC. So I think that's what they'll do. I think that's what Paddy should do is wait. I think that's what he is doing. He's been a little bit quiet by his standards as of late on Twitter, online. He hasn't said a lot because I think he knows that Ilya Taporia will call him out should he get the job done against Charles Oliveira. So I'm excited. Do you think there's any YouTubers blowing up as much as JG2? No, but he's killing it. He's killing it. Division to matchmake. Go heavyweight. This is a challenge. Challenge, right? But do you think Khabib was sub Battle Beast? No, I don't think so. Battle Beast, I'll give. Do you know John versus Tom? What about it, BD? What about it, man? Welcome, Bell. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. I can't remember. Apologies. It doesn't look like it's happening. Judging by what John's been saying, it's a bit more definitive. Is what we were going over earlier. I think what we're gonna have is Jon Jones is gonna get stripped over the next week or so. And then Tom Aspinall versus either Gane. I think it's either Gane or Almeida, and I think it will probably be Gane. Just for if we're talking about stylistically, which one you're going to rather see? It's Jon versus Gane, so I think they'll do Gane. Big uppercut. We're going for a takedown. Yeah, I mean, I caught a flush knee to the chin in sparring on Tuesday. Freak accident, obviously, because it's jiu-jitsu. But it happens, man. It happens, At the end of the day, you can minimize risk, but you're doing a combat sport, You got to prepare. I wasn't even wearing my mouth guard, which is stupid of me. I lost my good one. I don't know where it is. I've got another one, but it's too big. And it makes my mouth, fold out like that. It's not nice. Does Paddy can any well beat Ilya? Yeah, he 100% can beat Ilya. I think you're mental if you think he can't. The guy is huge for the weight class, and that's his advantage. I think you really are insane. If you think Paddy doesn't have a chance, you're absurd. I would pick Ilia Topuria to win by knockout, but I would only say like 7 out of 10 times. Seriously, I think people again. I said this about Chandler. I said this about Bobby Green. I'm telling you right now, people are massively sleeping on Paddy Pimblett in that fight. Hugely sleeping on Paddy Pimblett. You got to remember how big he is for that weight class. His weight cut is actually surprisingly good, despite the fact his overall density and mass when he rehydrates is insane. We saw it against Chandler. And I know Chandler's a bit on the smaller side for the weight class, but Topuria is as well. And listen, the power will translate. Topuria can absolutely knock him out. And I think if I had to pick a prediction, I'd say that. But I almost want to pick Paddy via submission because it could very much happen. I agree, George. UFC as good as Jon Aspinall? I think so, Pete. Not Pete, sorry, Steve is a guy who near Pete, which has his name is Pete, similar name. Super Steve. I agree. I think, as I said, I've been campaigning for those 2 fights in particular for a long time. It's a shame. Well, no, actually, the Makhachev one I meant, but Paddy Pimblett Topuria is equally awesome. So I agree, Dig. I've been saying that for years, and I don't want to be that guy. I said, I've been saying that, but I have. Back in Reddit threads when he was fighting Volkov, I was saying this shit even before that. You know, I mean, obviously, Aspinall's my #1 favorite fight. I've been following that guy since his UFC debut. You know, so I'm a passionate defender, let's say, of Tom Aspinall. I'm glad people are finally, you know, he's like the real baby face of the company right now. I mean, that's more due to Jon Jones, I'd say, more than anything. But I'm glad people are really on his side and backing him. It's nice. What's up, Wolf? Good to have you back, brother. Paddy by TKO round 4. Honestly, I don't hate it. I actually don't hate that prediction at all. I really don't. I think it's if you're not crazy for picking Paddy Pimblett in that fight, you really aren't. The guy has some of the most sneaky, best offensive jiu-jitsu in the game. I mean, hitting that triangle, that guillotine to the triangle he did on Bobby Green, I tried to hit that. And keep in mind, when you're dealing with someone who's sweaty and slippery, you can't get your grip in properly. It's very difficult to get that finish. I was in that position in sparring. I tried to go for a hip bump sweep, roll back for the guillotine, and chain it into the triangle. And my triangle slipped off because it was too slippery. Difficult to finish that in the moment, in a proper intense environment. It's difficult. So it just shows you the skill set Paddy has. Someone's heavyweight GOAT skill-wise, I agree. He just hasn't had the chance to prove it legacy-wise. I know, it's unbelievable. I'm glad you completely subscribe to that sentiment, right? Because I feel like from the moment he joined the UFC, he's obviously gotten a lot better now, but you could see back then how much levels above he was from even the champion at the time. He was clearly better than Stipe in his UFC debut. You could just see it. And it was just a matter of getting to that top of the mountain, right? You know, having those fights, getting pushed quick enough. It was just a matter of that. Tom was, you know, it was never a matter of beating the guys ahead of him. It was never if. It was just how long it was going to take. That's why I've always been so high on him, and I'm glad he's finally been able to show it. He just should be undisputed champion of the world. I mean, in all eyes, and I think most people's eyes, he is. So, do you think Tom would stand with Gane or take him down? I think he'd knock him out, mate, honestly. I don't think Gane has a chance on the feet either. I really don't. Listen, Gane looks good against the guys he fights because his striking is, to his credit, better than most guys in the UFC in that division. They just are. And the reality is, though, that Aspinall's is even better than his by a mile. I'm telling you, Aspinall will put his lights out. I think he won't need to go to the mat because he'll knock him out. Not yet, Wolf, but I think we are, judging by the language Dana White was using, we finally actually getting some movement on this now. So I think it is going to be Gane. And obviously Jones being more definitive, saying he's not going to fight. I think the writing's on the wall for it, and Dana White has finally accepted it. I think we're not going to see it. Never, Bush. Never, mate. Never. True, put Berserk, if he channeled right, but I think with him, it's a matter of blind confidence. Not even blind, he just believes in himself, and that's what you need as a fighter, as a champion. That's what the best have. They have delusional belief in their ability that they are the best, they are going to beat everyone ahead of them, and they are going to win a UFC Undisputed Championship. And that's exactly what Ilia Topuria has gone and done. And if we're talking about defending against Paddy Pimblett, you've got two guys who are very much have that same mindset. So it's going to be an interesting clash of psychologies, let's say. Got your name right? There you go. Apologies for messing up before. Agreed. Sleeping on him. Hopefully you can make even more cut for the title. Yeah, I know that 1 pound difference. It's hard, right? It's difficult. We'll see. Paddy deserves the title eliminator. No, he does off of principle. I agree. I think he deserves the title eliminator, not a shot. But this game's never been about principle. I don't need to tell you, any of you, that, you know? He should face Gaethje or Sarukian, but he's going to fight Ilia Topuria. Yes, I did, Maria. Crazy. It's absolutely insane. I mean, prayers for Ben Askren, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't think I was reading about the fact that if he had a lung transplant, like it still like won't prolong him for that long, which is really sad. So hopefully he doesn't have to go through it through that transplant. Hopefully he can recover. But man, yeah, it's bad. Necrotic pneumonia or something. Holy, like his body is like eating itself essentially. I don't know. Takun, appreciate it, man. Do more streams Thursday and Sunday, brother. Last questions. What advice would you give to a new MMA creator who wants to blow up suddenly? Takun, okay, best thing I can say, I appreciate it. Thank you as well. What I would say to that is don't look to blow up. That's never should be the goal. Listen, I went into the mindset. I didn't start this as a hobby, right? I will say this. So I'm similarly aligned, right? I didn't start this as a hobby. I started this with the full intention of I wanted to do this as a job. I know what value I can provide and I know what I can create or the potential of where I can end up. So I never started with the idea of trying to create viral content. I just tried to make the best content possible within my means at the time. And it sucked. In hindsight, it was terrible. But it did well. And obviously, I've gone on leaps and bounds since then in terms of the quality of content I'm creating. But your main goal, I think, when you're starting out is you don't have to create anything original. That's always great. But look at what other people are doing and do it better than them. That's just if you can back yourself and create the best quality content that surpasses everyone else, YouTube will push it. It will. If you can execute on the packaging and the video itself, YouTube will push you. It's the harsh reality. If your video is not good enough, or it's not being pushed, it's because the idea is not good enough or the execution is not good enough. It's one of those two things at all times. That's the sobering reality of YouTube people just don't see or don't want to admit. It's just true. It's always the execution or the idea. One of the two things or both of them aren't good enough if your video is not performing well. That's just it. I know it sounds kind of harsh and a bit brutal, but it is just true. That's what I've learned. I mean, Eddie Alls could beat a Battle Beast. None of them. Ivar Almeida, second best. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. He's got good grappling. Just too small. Trash talk would be great. Exactly. You're telling me you wouldn't want to watch Paddy versus Topuria on the mic? I'm there. I know, Wolf, but he's one of the only exciting heavyweights on the feet, you know? Life is unpredictable. You're telling me. You're telling me. You're not wrong at that at all. I think Sarukian would maul both Ilya and Paddy. I think he will eventually face both of them one day, though. That's a bold statement. I don't know. Paddy Sarukian would be great, to be fair. Arman is very good. It's hard to say. Who are they again, George? I don't even know, bro. Who are these guys? I don't know who these dudes are. They got crazy hair, though. Or at least they did. Oh, no, these are the little dudes who fought Eddie Hall, aren't they? Are both at the same time? I don't know. We'll see. Check stream reacts. I got you, man. I got you. Heavyweight division matchmaking. Aspinall Pereira. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? I'm here for it. The way we're talking, this energy today, I'm there for it. Make the bullshit fight. Make it crazy. Gane Almeida. 5 nights, five round, fight night main event. That's not a fucking main event 5-rounder for me. I can't be asked for that. Volkov versus winner of Blades Kuniev. Nah, give Volkov the fucking... Put Volkov just next in line. He deserves it. Pavlovich Acosta. Yeah, that got booked today. Blades Kuniev, of course. Tobura versus Luis Teixeira. I mean, I guess. Holy shit, the heavyweight division sucks. Tai Tuivasa and Mick Parkin. I like that. I mean, I don't love it, but... Ghazi versus loser of Luis Teixeira. Yeah, I like that too. I mean, none of these fights are jumping out outside of the top ones, but... So that's the sort of the double-edged sword with Aspinall's career is the competition at the moment isn't great. Why do you think MMA is so conservative? I don't know. I mean, it's just it's a very American sport. And Dig, I mean, that's a good point. But it's always been like that anyway. It's always been a conservative sport, bro. You know? It just has been. It's like NASCAR in America. Same thing. I don't particularly know what the answer to that is. It's just the dominant culture, I guess. I don't particularly... as obviously someone who generally leans the other way, I don't judge people particularly for sitting on that side of the fence, on the right, and being conservative. But I think within MMA in particular, it's difficult because there's just a lot of vitriol. People are very passionate, and when you have that, it's like putting it's like lighting a match in a haystack. You know, it just invites conflict all the time because MMA is such a volatile sport. The people who watch it tend to be quite volatile, on average, of course. So with that, you're just going to get a lot more anger and division. So that's why it's probably highlighted so much, I think. Chandler took down Paddy? Barely, bro. Let's be real. I don't like using MMA math here, you know? math doesn't work most of the time. There you go. But that's not really math. It's just takedown defense. Yeah, but equally, I mean, everyone has a different style of entry. I mean, the best example I can give of that is if you look at how Leon Edwards performed against Kamaru Usman in their third fight, which I was there for, and I saw how effective it was. Like, the takedown defense was phenomenal. Usman had nothing for Leon, barring a couple of times where he got him down, and Leon got right back up. But Leon's takedown defense was phenomenal in that fight. But then, and it was very good against Colby Covington as well. But then you face Bilal Muhammad, he's getting spiked and dumped on his head within 30 seconds. So it is stars make fights. So it is MMA math. Takedown defense can be good, but against a certain style of wrestling, it's different. The answer is that it's too violent for a lot of the liberals in America. I don't agree with that because I put myself on the left side of the compass, and I don't find it too violent. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I don't know, man. Again, politics is just... It's a weird thing. I try not to give it too much. Obviously, I find politics important, but when you're talking about this, I don't know. I don't care too much about it in this context. Tom beats Alex, Volkov rematch. Yeah, I mean, no one wants to see that. Do people really want to see Volkov rematch Tom Aspinall? And I love Volkov. This is coming from a Volkov fan, right? But does anyone want to see that? Come on. Really? That's only going one way. Right, I think it goes quicker than last time. Gane, I like the Gane fight, to be honest with you. And then Gane, and then Alex Pereira, or do it the other way around, as you said. He won't be. He'll keep going by that. He can clear those guys out in a couple of years. He should have already done it by now if it weren't for Jon Jones. Cage only takedown defense, bro. It was one takedown, and he got a point deducted for it, so he paid the price and he still won. The rest of those takedowns he defended beautifully. It is easy to say that, Dig, because you're factually accurate. If you're talking in hand-to-hand combat to the death, there is not a single man alive that beats Tom Aspinall. Isn't that insane? Aren't you from America? No, mate. Well, unless you're not referring to me. I'm from England, bruv. I'm from England, bruv. Man, no, I'm not from... Do I sound like I'm from America? I don't think I do. Not in the slightest, bro. Don't get caught up in the politics. It's totally distracting most of the time. No, I think it's important to care about it. I just think when people start using it in MMA as some sort of like point to make or point to it just becomes dumb. It's like, what's the point? I don't understand. America's a little more... I think either way, it's stereotypes, mate. I think that goes for both sides. I think both sides are guilty of that, just stereotyping the other and just sectioning or assuming people into a certain bracket of person, when I think the silent majority are generally just quite normal or very much in the middle somewhere. Lean back both ways. The vitriol you see is highlighted online and it's pushed to you, so it looks like things are a lot more volatile and explosive and poisonous than they actually are. Tough fight this week on episode 4. I haven't been keeping up with it. If you can find a link to me, 100%, I'll take a look at it. It's a violent sport, and a lot of people in America look down on violence on the left. I think it's... I don't think so. No, I don't think that's a left or right thing. I think it's just a culture thing in general. It's a generational thing. It's not a political compass thing. It's just a generational thing. Like, it's the same thing in the UK. MMA is becoming more of a bigger thing in the UK. But the older generation don't get it. They're fine with boxing, but they still have this perception of mixed martial arts, as you said, human cockfighting or a blood sport or underground, because they don't understand. They're not educated, and that's fine. But it's a generational thing. It's not a political thing. Yeah, I think so. I think they will do that. But then, what? You're saying they'll do Pereira versus Aspinall? UFC YouTube channel and Fight Pass. I'll have a look, man. And a lot of people don't like the violence. Yeah, it goes both ways, I suppose. It goes both ways. Listen, I mean, I don't like it when people say don't involve politics in sports because that just doesn't. Listen, you can't not do that. Politics are just innately everywhere. They're part of everything, so it's innately going to be part of sport regardless. I don't really care. I don't like when people say otherwise. But equally, when people, it's about when people use it for certain arguments within this context of we're talking about MMA. That's when it gets dumb. Or people just use it to resort to petty insults and shit. That's stupid. I can't be bothered with that. That's the one thing that's my biggest pet peeve with the MMA fan base. It's just the amount of vitriol politically when it doesn't need to be like that. And also, I think it's a culture thing as well. Like in America, like bringing out the president and shit to an event, it's weird. Like if you did that, if you brought I said this before, if you brought the prime minister out to a UFC front row or like a football event at the front row, it would be so weird. Everyone would be like, what the hell? Like, why are you bringing that knobhead out? You know what I mean? Like, no one puts politicians on a pedestal in the UK. We very much look down on them, if anything. or we're very critical of them, regardless of whether we agree with their opinions or not. We hold them to a high standard, which I think a lot of, I think particularly in America, don't. So when you see Trump walking out with Dana White, there's a reason there's loads of cheers, is because him more than anyone is very much cult-like to an extent. He's a cult personality, but it goes for any politician in America anyway. Like, people are very much passionate a lot in a different way than they are in Europe and the UK. Yeah, Alex looked big on the scales. I saw that. I agree, Ivor. That's a fair point. In terms of the company supporting him, obviously, yeah. Obviously. Niche fight you personally want to see? Umar Yan? I don't really care about that too much. I don't know. That's a good question. Give me Malcolm Wellmaker versus Diego Lopez. I know that makes no sense. I mean, that's a weight class up. What am I talking about? One's a bantamweight and one's a featherweight. Ignore that. We're going to go on the UFC rankings and have a look. I'll give you a good one. One of the lighter weight classes for sure. One at like bantamweight or fly or featherweight. Let me think. I mean, I'll tell you what. Give me fucking Arnold Allen, David Onama. Tell me that's not a banger fight. I don't think that's fair for Arnold. I think he deserves a better fight than that, ranking-wise. But hey. No, I was not. This is a 97 kit. I love it, though. It's an iconic one. So, can't not rep it. But I've been supporting Chelsea since I was, 3. I don't remember when I wasn't, is my point. You know, I used to stare at the screen and put my head up to my box TV when I was about 3 years old. I'm 23, so I was born in 2002. So, a little bit after this. But still, I've been a Chelsea fan for my entire life, pretty much. So, you know, of course, I got to rep it. Left in the UK, generally much more into violence than right-wing conservatives anyway. I suppose so. I mean, we should be uniting over MMA, not be divided through politics, you know? Royals usually get booed. Yeah, exactly. Is that the fight? I'll have a look at that. I can't play it, obviously, for you guys, but... Damn, someone just straight up posted the whole Tough episode. Fairs. Sweet, I'll have a look at it. And that would get me demonetized straight away. If you want to talk about blood in a fight, go watch Jim Miller, Bobby Green. First fight of UFC 300. Holy fucking shit, I've never seen that many. Clearly, you know nothing of JFK? Well, I wasn't alive, so... Nah, I'm joking, but... Prime Minister didn't decide about popularity contest. I mean, technically it is, in terms of it's who you're voting for, but it's more about their policies rather than the person. Yeah, exactly. You would never see that, Steve. Never. Big nice pebble milkshakes. Well, he is very hated, to be fair. So he's like a special example. Chick-fil-A, no, I haven't, man. I mean, they're bringing out more of those UK restaurants up and around here. Like, I tried Popeyes a while ago. It was kind of arse. We've got a Wendy's near me, but I haven't tried it. Taco Bell's okay. Andreas Gustafsson versus Rinat Fakhretdinov. Fakhretdinov's always game, so I like to see him fight. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. I'm glad he's actually getting his plaudits now. Last couple of years, you've really seen it. You're wearing a kit that's older than you? Yeah, man. It's a replica kit. It's a retro. No shame in that. I mean, the earliest kit I have, the first kit I ever owned was a 2006 kit, which obviously doesn't fit me because I was like 4. A 2006 kit, 5'6", I think. Yeah, 5'6". Oh, yeah, shit, you're right. His last name is Oswald. That's crazy. Popeyes is awesome. I mean, it's different. Like, I mean, it was dry. That's all I remember. It was dry as hell. What's up with that? When he's low-key going. I've never had it. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to have to try it. I mean, most American chains, like Taco Bell, the only good thing about Taco Bell is the quesadilla or the quesadillas, and like the burritos are decent. Everything else kind of mid. Do you think that with the direction the UFC is going, with the somewhat poor quality cards, the boxing will overtake the sport? I think the gap has closed. I think what we had is for a long time, obviously really before MMA was about, we had MMA here where it hasn't even kicked off in the late 90s, early 90s. Boxing's up here for years, right? So if you go from like the 60s to, let's say, late 80s, early 90s, that 30-year period, give or take, golden era of boxing, golden era of sport, really. I mean, I could keep listing off forever the amount of incredible names coming out of the boxing ring there. I mean, I don't need to tell you guys that, you know. Tyson, Ali, Foreman, Frazier, Lewis. You know, there's so many, right? We're talking about, obviously, the iconic heavyweights, but, you know. Joe Calzaghe, any of them, right? Like, I mean, actually, no, Calzaghe was a bit later, right? am I talking about? When was Kazaki fighting? 2000s? Yeah, no, he was in the 90s, to be fair. So I guess you could still count him, just about, but still. Before that, you get my point. MMA was down here. And then we saw boxing really start to tail off as we saw loads of belts come in. The sport become more about, promoters rather than the fighters. Who can earn this amount of money? This fighter wants this fighter wants that. Fights don't get made that people want to see. And there's less traction to the sport. MMA comes onto the scene. Fresh new coat of paint. It's exciting. The fights that people want to see are actually being made. And it's the UFC are probably innovating at the time. So you're talking about the late 90s, early 2000s, particularly when Dana White took over and the Fertitta brothers took over. You saw that just absolute rocket ascension through the early to late 2000s to about 2008, right? There's that period right there from 2008, I'd say, to about, honestly, until like last year. But MMA has been the dominant force. We saw MMA overtake, become the dominant force. Boxing was stagnant. Less people were tuning in. But now, with Turkey Al-Sheikh, Riyadh season, whatever you think morally about it, the financial injection of him and his whole movement means everyone's happy. Everyone's eating good at the dinner table in boxing, so the fights are actually getting made. And the opposite is happening with the UFC. And that's more, on the latter, it's more due to the fact it's just cyclical. We're just going through a period where we got maybe less stars, less excitement. And to be fair, maybe some less innovation as well. I think the UFC could do more in that regard. But you look at what the promotion stuff that people are doing in boxing right now. Like, obviously, with all the money Riyadh season's got, if you go back and watch the Fury and Gane promo, the Joshua and Gane one, those two promo videos, and the Fury Usyk ones, they're awesome. They're the most coolest promo shit everywhere, ever. We haven't seen that since McGregor Aldo in the UFC, really, to that level. And that one wasn't even anywhere near as good, right? When you put that in mind, now the grounds is even out a little bit more. I actually would say right now at this time, boxing is a little bit ahead. I don't think that's a hot take. I really don't think it is. Boxing is in a really, really good spot right now. Really good. Pet channel on Discord. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Can someone set that up right now? I don't know how to do the dash thing that Terexy does. I don't know. He can do it. I don't know how you do it. Probably slightly rolling out here. Yeah, I haven't had that either. I will try it. Predictions for Evloev versus Pico. We'll all be rooting for Pico. Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah, fuck Evloev. Was he into a 17-year-old or something? We ain't about that. Aaron Pico, that finish he had in on Bellator not that long ago, man. Left-handed. Was it right or left? One of the two. Put his lights out. Boxing promotion like a 10 out of 10, but their product is 4 out of 10. I think I would have said that before in terms of the product, but I think it's gotten better. But I will say the overall product of the UFC is probably a little bit better if you're talking about at its best. Apex stuff aside, at its best, I think MMA is much more streamlined. The fights are quicker. There's less gaps in between. A lot less, like... The one thing I hate about all the Riyadh season big grand boxing events is you got to wait an hour for Travis Scott to do a halftime show. Like, I don't want that. And I don't want Tyson Fury walking out on a fucking throne and taking 45 minutes to get to the ring. I don't want that. I want these two fighters in the ring boxing each other. This is why we're here. That's what the UFC was all so good at doing, particularly early on. That's why they overtook boxing for quite a while, was because they just said, fuck all this shit. We know what you want as a consumer. You want fights. You want violence. You want excitement. And you want bloodshed with as minimal downtime as possible. And that's exactly what we got. And we still have that now. And I think that's the one thing that's probably stood with the UFC to its credit for a while now, is they don't wait around. So when there's a fight, it's done, in and out the cage, you have your interview, this, that, and the other. Maybe 10 minutes, on to the next, if that, That's the best thing about UFC and the MMA as a whole. And that too, Dig, yeah. Imavov, bro, I like Imavov in that. He kind of low-key looks like one of my jiu-jitsu instructors. It's quite funny. Since the fight is 5 rounds, I can see Evloev getting a finish. Yeah, I could see it. Listen, he's got underrated striking. I've always said that. I don't like the guy, but he's good on the feet. He had Arnold Allen on skates a little bit with that jab, Dog in general, I'm a harsh critic with dogs. That's a cute motherfucker. That's a great name as well. Leroy is a great name. That is a great name. Gonna respond there. Man, I'm sorry, but Evloev fans on another level of annoyance. I think they just kind of fall into the general Russian fan base, which are just very passionate. You can call them a lot of things. Passionate is definitely one of them. I'll say that. It's too hot. Yeah, man. How do you think I feel right now? I'm dying. 32 in England. There you go. Exactly, Dig. You know it, man. As I said, thankfully, I'm in Manchester for the weekend, and I think it's a little bit cooler. Not by much. It's still hot as hell. But it's Sunday. It's cooling down. It's like 20 degrees, which is better. Yeah, Saturday it's still going to be 29, and it's raining. So that's actually worse. I take it back. Humid, wet, and horrible, bro. No, Ivar, you're pretty level-headed, man. You're pretty level, but you know what I'm saying. I hate to generalize. Yeah, they're more Dagestani fans, I guess. You know, but everywhere fans are worse. I think it's more individual fighters, right? So you're talking about the Khabib fans, the Makhachev fans. Though I'd probably bracket those two together. So. Barometer is my garden hit 31C today. Yeah, man. It's just not, man. Times like this, I wish I had aircon. I would only use it for like 2 weeks a year, but man, I wish I had it. It's tough out here, man. Holy shit. That's loud. Hamzat fans are the only fan group I really don't like. They're fine. They're fine. Most fan bases. I mean, the McGregor fans are probably worse because I don't really know how you can even more so for the fact that I don't know how you can even defend that man. It's the same with Jon Jones. Like, I don't think Khabib and Makhachev are bad people, so I can understand why people defend them to a T. But the people who blindly defend guys like Conor McGregor and Jon Jones, I just don't get it. I will never understand that. Never. There you go. Hamzat is in the chat. Yeah, look, he's right here, man. Say it to him. I like Chimaev as a fighter, to be fair. I think he's fun. Fan base, yeah, I can take or leave. They're not as bad. They're not as bad as the Khabib fan base, Makhachev fans, or McGregor ones. No way. I don't hate any fighters particularly, though. That's the thing. Except for Jon Jones. Fuck Jon Jones and fuck Conor McGregor. Those two, I definitely do not like. Put it that way. What a loser Conor McGregor is. Holy fuck. Like, ego out of control. Punching people in the club for no reason, man. Your fans are very annoying. I don't know if you're talking to me or you're talking to Hamzat. Hopefully Hamzat. Hamzat's closer to the dictator. To be fair, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt there and say he doesn't particularly have a choice. Ramzan Kadyrov is a very influential man with a lot of power and a lot of reach of the metaphorical sense. He can have you done in very easily if you do him wrong, and that's happened before with fighters. So I don't particularly blame Hamzat for that situation, per se. You know, he knows the game. It sucks, but it's how it is. I'm not living in a McGregor wonderland, man. Fuck that little rat, honestly. So many bad things I could say about him. There's very few people I have a genuine disdain for on this planet. Two of them are the Tate brothers. Conor McGregor is another. And that's 4 I'm pointing. So there's 4. Because Jon Jones is another. We're talking about within the combat sports space. That's generous to even call the Tate brothers combat sports athletes, because they are frauds of the highest order. Fake champions, honestly. They put 4-time world kickboxing champions in a bum organization that no one competed in. You know, joke. Blame Gaethje, had a choice. Yeah, I don't agree with what Gaethje did, to be fair. Then again, he's kind of stupid. So I feel like he was just probably blissfully ignorant. I'd like to say the same thing about Henry Cejudo. I think he's up there too. Very little gremlins. Yeah, man. Tragic. Honestly, little weasels those lot are. I wish people knew more about how fucked up they are, honestly. Their case, I've read so much about their case. And they do a very good job of scrubbing as much as they can online and trying to just keep their image intact. It won't last, though. Time's running out for those motherfuckers. Tate not even a real world champ, bro. He had a belt in Infusion, which was the name of the promotion. It's basically, put it this way: Alex Pereira was a two-weight champion in Glory, which is the best kickboxing promotion. It's like the UFC equivalent in kickboxing. Infusion is probably the equivalent of. You guys give me an MMA promotion. What would you even compare it to? What do you reckon the standard is in comparison? Because I don't even want to be too generous here. He was like a champion in. I mean, mate, not even like Cage Warrior. Being a Cage Warriors champion is legit. That's not even close to that. Like, fucking, I don't know. Run me an MMA promotion that sucks. Whatever one that's kind of mid. Like, not even like Bellator or PFL. We're talking way lower than that. Do you think Kadyrov would take care of Hamzat if he tried to leave him? I don't think so, because he's too high profile. But do you really want to run that risk? Do you want to run that risk? Because I wouldn't if I'm Hamzat Chimaev. You'll be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. Octagon, no, Octagon is good. Worse than Octagon, bro. No, worse than Cage Warriors. I don't know. Something trash. Like, fucking... I tell you what GFL? Like GFL. And that's even being generous. GFL has actually good athletes in it. They might be washed, but it was going to have some good athletes in it. So that's even being too nice. I mean, think like a shit regional show, you know? It's literally the equivalent of that. Like, if you went to a random charity MMA event, it's generally closer to that than it is to Cage Warriors, mate. They're complete frauds. And exactly, Dig. Exactly, mate. I mean, it's right there for everyone to see, but cult personality, man. It can take you far. You know, it can take you far. Your mate fought in Cage Warriors. Really? How did he do? That's pretty impressive. Fighting in Cage Warriors, that's a huge achievement. I don't think people even realize how difficult that is. Like, getting into the UFC, I've said this so many times, but getting into the UFC is such an accomplishment. And obviously, 99% of fans don't even give a fuck. They don't care. They think, oh, you lose 2 fights in the UFC. You suck, mate. You're shit at fighting, mate. So many people, 99.9% of fighters do not even get into the UFC. They don't even sniff the UFC. You know, it's such an achievement to get there. And Cage Warriors as well. Yeah, I know, right? Fucking weirdos, a lot of them. If you go see like the court text messages that were posted, that were like published in court from their WhatsApp chats, it's disgusting, man. Disgusting. Actually, sparred Connor? No way. I mean, fuck Connor, but still, that's kind of cool. No, Andrew, it's horrible, but I've always been okay with his brother. He's also that bad, mate. He's worse in a lot of ways. They're both involved in one of their cases. They got cases in like 4 different countries, bro. And in the Romanian one, literally, his brother Tristan is like, he's like an investigation for organized crime. Like he's been running the entire thing. It's insane. Like he's double fucked in that case, more so than Andrew is. It's insane. I mean, they are absolute weasels. They are disgusting. Disgusting. It really did this. Like, I felt so shit about my space in the MMA community when I saw Dana White dapping them up, saying all this shit, and it's like, and they got a reception at the the UFC show. It's just like, Jesus. What WC? What does that mean? They recently made an interview with Bonnie Blue. Yeah, I saw a picture of that. Listen, they don't listen. Andrew Tate is not a man of any sort of principle. Listen, this is a guy who said he converted to Islam. Obviously, complete bullshit. He did it for clicks. He did it for support more than anything, to get people on his side. He's a populist. He says what everyone wants. He wants people to hear, or people want him to say. You know, and if he was a true devout fucking Muslim, he wouldn't be doing a fucking podcast with fucking Bonnie Blue, would he? You know, it's just like, it's obvious if you can see through it and get past the bullshit and the charisma. It's obvious. Where can I learn more? Go follow this guy on Twitter. He basically keeps updates on all the cases and shit. I'll link it to you, because honestly, I actually do care about this, because like, you understand, there's people's lives affected by this. These people have influenced so many people, you know, in a bad way. It's disgusting and it's sad. If I can find his stuff, I follow him on Twitter, but he's not showing up for me. This guy, here we go. This guy's good. He has the sort of rundown on the whole stuff. They're suing him. They've basically tried to sue him and a bunch of other journalists, because just basically to try and fuck these guys over. It's disgusting. But if you go on like his, I mean, if you scroll back far enough, you can probably, there's a video that comprehensively showcases it. It might be probably on YouTube, to be honest with you. I'll try and find it. Just sad, man. These people shouldn't be giving him, anyone should be giving him platforms. I can't find it on YouTube. But that guy on Twitter, he's good with updates on stuff. Ow, that's loud. Cage side tickets when the UFC came to your city. Nice, man. I never got cage side. If I did in the UK, bro, that's just too much money. Can't afford it. Don't really have Twitter. Well, I mean, that's a link for it anyway. You don't need to have Twitter for it, but that guy on Twitter is probably the best for covering the case. It's honestly if you can find there's a proper comprehensive video he did. It's just they're running out of time. Listen, the good thing is they're delaying. The only reason they haven't gone to prison yet is because they've been delaying it with basically trying to sue, appeal everything, basically lawfare in every way, shape, or form to try and delay the inevitable. That's basically all they're doing. They are double fucked. They've got cases in like 4 different countries. It's just a matter of time more than anything. That's what it is. And justice will come. It might take probably a few more years, but it will happen. So, look at the video I put in the general. Where did you put it? What, the Anthony Smith thing? That's not what you're referring to, I'm sure. Where did you link it? Is it in that one? I can't see if it is. Oh, it's part of the group that heckles. Oh, you heckled Smith. That was you. Holy fuck. Nice. Fuck's sake, bro. Why are you heckling Anthony Smith for, bro? What did he do to you? That's crazy. Why? I mean, listen, he's an easy punching bag to make fun of, but he's got more balls than anyone here. I'll say that. Far more balls than anyone here. Heat at the moment. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fucking Andy Smith, man. I kind of feel bad for him. Have money on the other guy? Valid. I mean, free money, to be fair. You got more hair? Yeah. Yeah. You got that over him. Also, what the fuck was that guy who just dropped in and gifted 5 memberships to the channel and then just did not say a word? I mean, I'm not complaining. Shout out to him. That was so weird. I'm not complaining. Tried to get me in cage? Wait, really? Which one? Wait, are you in that picture? Are you one of those guys? Can you tell me which one you are? I mean, you don't have to, obviously. I don't want you to dox yourself. Or, you know, do go down that route unless you are okay with it. Any other security who stopped me? I'd say the security, probably. No offense. Which one are you? I'm actually curious. That's fucking nuts. Wait, that's you? I don't believe that. There's no way that's you, bro. No way. Some people are getting on it on the Instagram comments on that post. Is that actually you? If that's you, then fair enough, bro. Dead ass, respect. I mean, I personally, not something I would do. I think you're running the risk there, bro. If that was someone like fucking Marab or something, bro. I mean, how many times has that guy climbed up after fans? Plans for the weekend? Yeah, man. I'm going away to Manchester tomorrow till Sunday, and then I should be able, if I'm back in time, I'll stream. I just don't know when I'm gonna be back, but I should be back in the evening, so it should be fine for that, man. Pay for cage side seats just so you can flip off Anthony Smith. That's dedication to the hating. I respect it. But yeah, man, go to Manchester. Gonna enjoy some time with some friends up there. I've never been, actually. Been in a street fight. I mean, I've been in a couple of fights at school, way back in the day. But you know, school fights, they don't really count for much. So no street fights, bro. I mean, I've had a couple of times where people have, you know, squared up and shit in like pubs and stuff, but it's like for no reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you just diffuse the situation, you don't look for the fight. It's just not worth the risk, man. There's so many, you know, there's so many external factors that come into it. It's a dangerous game to play. Like, you could, sure, if you know how to defend yourself, that's great. But what if he's got 3 of his boys coming to boot you in the head when you're on the ground? You know? So it's not worth it. So I would never seek the fight. You know, never. Nate Smith for not taking Jones's belt from him. I respect him, but equally, if I was in his position, I probably would have fucking done it. That's money, man. I don't think so, Dig. I'm gonna be real. People do not know the levels. Like, training with a professional MMA fighter, it's a different ball game. It is. It's completely different. So you can talk shit about the Smith all you want, but he would whoop every single person here. I don't think people really understand the level of being a pro athlete. I would say, I think there's a sentiment, and I actually agree with this, that the gap between the pros of being a UFC fighter compared to a normal guy is smaller, drastically smaller than like it is in like pro footballers, soccer, or NFL. Either one of those. The gaps there are massive in comparison, sure. But equally, being a trained mixed martial artist to that level is night and day, bro. Night and day. Ball in the face, got away like, yeah, you're running the risk, man. Friendly serious fights, okay. Yeah, it's just, you got to be careful, that's all. I'm taking piss, but I love roasting him. Yeah, I think that's a fair side for Smith, I think. Who that I would call not to be fun with? Not fun to be in, and glad to be on the other side of fighting. If I know it ain't, man, it's not a joke. Not a joke. You know, I think that's the best thing training teaches you is, I think it teaches you, one, to just realize how much you do not know and to realize that you cannot fight in the slightest when you first get on the mat. But equally, I think it teaches you restraint. It teaches you to be calm in situations. It teaches you to be ready for them should they come. And it teaches you not to seek out the fight even more so. If anything, it calms you down even more. So that's what I would say for me from learning jiu-jitsu. I mean, not that I ever seek fights in the first place, but it's that some people have that within them, you know? Speak about Homer Vader. I think it was the other way around, George, to be fair, mate. And he's going to cook you sober up when shit gets wild. That's why I prefer to be sober, bro. So I'd rather be on sound body and mind, because if shit hits the fan, I don't want to be pissed. Or unhammered or stoned, you know? I'd rather be present and ready for whatever comes. But yeah, never look for that shit, man. You never look for the fight. Never. Alright, I'm going to answer a couple more, then I'm going to dip out. It is fucking boiling in here. Holy shit. I mean, I had to shut my window while I streamed, because otherwise I'd be talking out the entire road. So I'm going to open that back up right after. But holy good God, I am dying. I'm fucking dying over here, man. Holy shit. Best fighting defense is a running at start? Exactly, brother. And what does Jorge Masvidal say? Something and then a 40-yard dash. I think just keep the 40-yard dash and ignore the punch. Suck a punch and a 40-yard dash. Just stick with the 40-yard dash, you know? I think that's the most important thing. Lost 5 judges? What, the police? My mate has played against Ross Barkley in 6-a-side once when he was at Everton. Yeah, I know, right? This is what I mean. You go to like a pickup game, like a goals or some shit. It's not something I do, but you know when people get like pros in and there's your semi-pros even, then you just play with a semi-pro and they just run rings around you. Yeah, it's crazy. This is what I mean. The level in football in particular it's absurd. It's like incomparable. Incomparable how compared to a normal person. I mean, I'm shite at football, so the gap is especially large. Which is a shame, because I wish my love for football matched my skills, because it definitely does not, because I fucking am obsessed with football and I'm terrible at it. I can honestly, a guy with one leg could probably do better than me. It's all about entry. Yeah, sure. I think with MMA it is. No, I mean there's smaller barrier to entry with football and that kind of sport, but I think to be the best at MMA is easier than being the best at something like football. I'm running now, so yeah, probably be a 60-yard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely for you, bro. Definitely for you, Steve. But anyway, guys, I am going to have to love you and leave you. It's been a fucking awesome stream today. Despite the fact that I am suffering in this heat, bro. It's killing me. It's killing me. But I appreciate you all. And if there's any time, I always say it in the words of Dustin Poirier, to stay hydrated. It is definitely today of all days, particularly if you're from the UK. So please do drink water, stay safe, stay hydrated again. Have a good morning, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world. I will see you hopefully on Sunday if I'm back in time. And if not, which I should be, but if not, Thursday. And Gane video out next week. I can't wait. Can't wait. Stay tuned, people. Love you.